Hi, welcome to the Global Professor, where I focus on leadership, education, and personal development. I am your professor, Professor Irina, Professor M, whatever's easier for you. Today, I want to talk to you about vision boards, how to create them, what you'll need, why they're important, all of that good stuff. I hope you get a lot out of this and we can go through a step-by-step process on how to make your own. Okay, let's get started. I've helped to coach thousands of people throughout this process of creating a detail-oriented vision board. And I want to do that for you today. I want to help you make something like this into something like this. But what I want you to know is that throughout this process, you're doing more than just creating a vision board. You're practicing leadership skills. When you get to the end of the video, I'll tell you just which ones you've been able to practice throughout the entire process. Let's start by clearly defining what a vision board is. So a vision board is an actual collage of all of your ideas and your dreams, right? So they are a visual of everything that you want to try and achieve. It's made to help motivate you to set goals so that you can achieve those things that you have in your head. When you think about who uses vision boards, one of the first ones that comes to my mind is an interior designer. Why? Because they become experts at creating vision boards. Go to them, you tell them, I want to create a new space in my house for my living room. And then you start throwing out ideas that you have in your head of what you want that space to look like. Or they come to you with ideas in their head of what they envision in that space. They create a vision board for you. They bring in images on a sofa, the paint colors, the kind of ceiling fan or chandelier, the kind of rug, the kind of coffee table, right? So they bring you in a vision board so that you can see what they see in their head, and then you can go ahead and tweak it if it's something that you like or don't like, right? And help them to see more of what you see in your head. Make sense? So a vision board is basically a visual of all of your dreams and ideas and hopes in one place in the form of a collage. Now, this is something that I teach my students to do. Why? Because I teach future leaders. And so I want them to learn how to visualize something in their head and then help bring to light an image of what they want to see happen or an idea of what they want to see happen, be able to make that visible for the rest of their team. So one of the first things that you're actually going to need before you even start thinking about supplies and all of this stuff is a vision. You're going to need ideas on what exactly it is that you want to create this vision board about. Now, it can be about one particular thing in your life, whether it's career, travel, let's say you're getting married, so you want to make a vision board on your wedding, or it can be a cluster of ideas, career, finance, travel, love, health, fitness, whatever it is, right? So before you can actually start thinking about budgeting and the size of your vision board, you have to start figuring out first, what's your vision? What do you want to put your focus on? Multiple things or one thing in particular? My suggestion to you would be grab a journal or a piece of paper and start writing down ideas of areas in your life that you want to actually tackle. So do you want to focus on your home? Do you want to redecorate your home? What areas of your home do you want to redecorate? Do you want to start with your bedroom, a bathroom, your living room, right? So you want to jot that down. Do you want to focus on your finance? What area of your finances do you want to actually focus on? Do you want to focus on savings, getting a better paying job? What do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on fitness? What exactly do you want to focus on? Your health, your nutrition, your weight? What areas do you want to actually look into? Education. What do you want to study? Where do you want to go? Career. What job do you want to work in? You want to start laying these out and thinking of ideas. First, you got to have a vision before you actually start setting goals. It's the whole purpose of a vision board. So what areas of your life do you actually want to put some focus on and put on this vision board? So first things first, get a notebook and start writing down different areas of your life that you actually want to see on this vision board. Okay. Here's a quick list on some areas you can focus on. Here's another platform that I use to jot down some of my vision board ideas. I use the notes sections in my phone to write down and brainstorm some of the things that I want to visualize for my upcoming board or a project that I'm working on. So it's a really good place to put your ideas because we always have our phones with us. So you're going to have that with you everywhere you go. You can brainstorm while you're having coffee, sitting at the doctor's office, pretty much anywhere. So it's a good place to actually put down some of your ideas. Let's talk about budgeting and why this is so important when wanting to create a vision board. Now, here's why it's really, really good to write down first the areas that you want to focus on, right? Once you're able to figure out how big your dream is going to be or how small it's going to be, you get to figure out budget. What do you want to spend on creating this board, right? You've got to buy certain supplies in order to make it happen. Or are you going to create a computer home screen where it's not really going to cost you anything at all to create that? Before you make the decision on budget or how you want to actually create your board, make it come to life, you've got to figure out how big is your dream. So it's really important to write all these things down. Once you get that stuff down, then you can figure out, do you want a large board because you want to focus on a lot of areas in your life, or do you want a smaller board where you just focus on one particular area in your life? It could be just your home, just your fitness, just career. Or if you're anything like me, you want to focus on multiple areas in your life and set up goals and ideas for multiple areas in your life, right? So once you're able to write these ideas down, you can start figuring out a budget. How big do you want your vision board to be? And then I'm going to show you some supplies that you can actually use to create your vision board. Let's start with the different kind of boards you can use. I am a huge fan of pin boards. Here's why. If you get them to be a little decorative, they can look great in your house. So you can make your vision board a piece of art in your home, which I absolutely love doing, right? You want to put this somewhere where you're going to see it every day. That's the whole purpose of an actual vision board, is to place it somewhere you're going to see it every day. So pin boards give you the freedom and the ability to go ahead and just be more creative in the style of your actual board. Another reason why I like pin boards is because you can place an image on it. Once you achieve that goal, you can just take the image off and put it, either leave that space empty, which I never do, or replace it with another goal. Another reason why is if you do a time-bound vision board, so let's say you do 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, you're able to move certain goals over once you've actually achieved your 1 year goal. And then now your 3 year becomes 1 year, 2 year goals. Your 5 year now become your 3 year goals. Make sense? So if you want to graduate college in 1 year, and in that year you achieve that goal of graduating college, now you can move another goal that you had in another place over. And now it starts your timeline all over again, right? So a pin board gives you the freedom to alter your vision based on whether you've achieved that goal or whether you want to actually move it forward or move it back, right? Let's say you want to buy a house in a year, but then you realize that life is life and the economy is the economy and you can't afford it in a year. So you want to save and work towards making it a 3 year goal. You can move it from the 1 year goal over to the 3 year goal. So I personally like having the ability to change things up. So another reason why I like pin boards is because they actually allow you to change up your pins. You don't necessarily have to use these when you use your pin board. You can get creative however you want and use things like this, or you can just find things that will make it more, bring it more to life. I personally like just using these. They're very simple, but they don't get in the way of the image that I'm trying to put up there. So I like to keep it simple, but it does allow you to get a little more creative, even on the supplies that you use for your board. Budgeting is always important before starting any project, but here's why you want to budget for this project. This board right here would cost you about $35. This one, about $25. This one, about $15. And this big one would cost you about $60. So you want to have kind of an idea in your head of how much you actually want to spend on this project. Here's some of the best places to find some really good pin boards. So another item that you can actually use is one of these 99-cent poster boards. Now, these are great if you're definitely on a budget, right? So these are about 99 cents, like I said. You can get them at Publix or Walgreens or Walmart or CVS or any grocery store, any one of those stores, Target, anything like that. And you can actually use this as your vision board instead. Now, here's one of the reasons why I'm not a crazy fan of this is because you can't alter the image. But if you're on a budget, it's great. You can't really move anything around, so once you put it on there, it's more of a permanent vision board, right? You can put something over it, over the image if you want, or you can rip it off, but then you can kind of ruin the board. I like to have the flexibility of being able to shift my ideas as I see fit, right? I like that freedom. But this board also allows you to budget better and still create your board in the way that you want. It's easy to put up on the wall. It's cost effective. It's 99 cents, right? So you don't really have to spend too much money on something like this. This board cost me about $35, but to me, it's worth the investment because I will reuse it and reuse it and reuse it. So this is actually gonna go up in my office. It goes with the decor of the space, and it'll allow me to alter my vision as I see fit over time. So it's worth the investment for me to have something like this. However, you may want something easier, and you may want to just put this and use this as your board. Anything you want is totally fine. The only thing you want to do is create a board. Now, here's another idea that a lot of people don't even think about. You can actually create a vision board, a digital vision board, if you have Canva or even on a Word document. I'll talk more about where to get your images from in a second, but find your images and then go ahead and create a digital collage. And you can do a couple of things with that. You can actually set your vision board as your home screen on your computer because you want to put it somewhere you're going to see it every day or as much as possible. You can set it as your home screen on your phone, or you can go ahead and if you use Canva, there's a way where you can actually have that image printed out. So you can actually print out a poster board already made with all of the images on there and have that printed out, laminated or whatever it is that you want to do, and then hang it up on your wall. That's something that a lot of people don't think about, but it is a very cost-effective way to create your vision board without having to worry about scissors and glues and pins and pin boards and all that other stuff. So if you just want to have a digital board, you can create one online. I always want to be 100% transparent with you. And although I love digital vision boards, they're great for computer home screens and your cell phone screens, I don't feel that you get the same outcomes from those boards that you do from the ones that you actually create from beginning to end physically to hang up on your wall. When you go out and you purchase your board, you find your images, you print them out, you cut them up, and you place them on the board, and then you place your board on the wall, there's a different satisfaction that comes from that than from just creating an easy digital board. So you're putting more positive energy towards manifesting the things that you want when you're physically creating your board. Something you're going to want to do before you go shopping for supplies is look around your house. See if you've got any old magazines laying around, glue sticks, scissors, pins, any of that good stuff. As far as magazines go, ask your friends or even doctor's offices if they have magazines that they want to get rid of. You'd be surprised how many you can get for free. So if you're choosing to do a pin board, here's what you're going to need. You're obviously going to need your pin board, pair of scissors, your pins, images from either Pinterest or Google Images or wherever else you can find them, some magazines to help you find some words of affirmations, and some other images. So if you're actually going to do a vision board on a poster board, you're going to need glue, scissors, images, magazines, and obviously some words of affirmation. Here's something that I really want you to think about when you are creating your vision board. It is very important and will help you be way more successful with it than if you just were very broad about the things that you were putting on there. Be specific. Be very specific. Don't just put the word dog on there. If you want a dog, find an image of the dog that you actually want, right? You want to be very specific about it. I want a sable-colored German Shepherd puppy, and I'm going to name her Kaya. What I got, right? If you want a particular car, I want a 2024, 2023, 2022 Toyota 4Runner in a silver, light silver color with black rims, right? That's very specific. Find an image of that particular car. Unless you don't care about the color, right? If you want a Jeep Wrangler, and you don't care what color you get it, put a picture of a Jeep Wrangler on there. The reason why this is because you're manifesting these images, right? You're manifesting these things into your life. You want them to happen. Now, if I go buy you a stuffed animal that's a dog, you just got what you wanted if you just put on your vision board dog and that's it, right? I just gave you a dog. You got what you wanted. So you want to be very, very specific about what you want for yourself, the vision that you have for yourself. If you want a different career, what company do you want to work at? What position do you want to get? Put it on there, right? I want to be into learning and development, and I want to work for this organization in that field. I want to make this much money working in that field. I want to move and I want to go to Blue Ridge in Georgia, and I want to buy a cabin on a lake. Put an image of a cabin on a lake, right? I want to remodel my bathroom. What kind of cabinet do you want? What color? Do you want it in white? Do you want it with 2 sinks? Do you want it with 1 sink? Be very, very specific, because that's really what's going to keep reminding you of that particular goal. A lot of people mess up on this, right? And they just make their vision way too broad. And what you want to do is you want to start channeling in that particular dream that you have for yourself and make it very, very, very clear to yourself and to those around you what exactly it is that you are going to start striving for. You want to save money. How much money do you want to have in your savings account by the end of the year, right? If you want to clean out all your debt, I want to be debt free, remove $5,000 completely from my debt. Be very, very specific. Remember that you can actually type this stuff up and put it on there. You can add a little post-it note and put the specifics of it on there. If you want to travel to Italy, where exactly in Italy do you want to go? Do you want to go to Florence, Italy, to Rome, to the Amalfi Coast? Be very, very specific about where you want to go. Because you don't want to travel to Italy and then all of a sudden come back and be like, I didn't go where I wanted to go. Well, if you just put travel to Italy on there, sorry, and you went to Italy, you just achieved your goal, right? So you want to be very, very specific about all of the aspects of your vision board that you want to see happen. Remember, be specific. Be very, very specific. Now that you know to be specific, let's talk about where you can find the best images. So here is some material that you're actually going to need in order to create these vision boards. You're going to need magazines. Now, this is why it's so important to write down the areas of your life that you want to focus on, because then you can start finding the tools to focus on those areas. Let's say that you want to focus on your health. Nutrition is something you want to focus on. You're going to want to find magazines that have to do with nutrition and fitness, right? And then go in and you can start looking for words. You want to kick it up a notch in the magazine that will actually focus on the things that you want to do. Let's say that you want to focus on habits. You find a magazine that has to do with habits. You want to create better habits. You want to meditate, there's an image for meditate. You want to weight train, there's an image for weight training. You want to be more grateful, there's an image for gratitude, right? So you want to find images that focus on the areas and words that focus on the areas in your life that you want to actually manifest for yourself. Let's say that you have a job interview or that you want to change careers and you want to get a different kind of job. What's the thing that you have to do when you're about to change a career? You got to have an interview with another company, right? In magazines, you can find things like Ace an Interview. And then underneath that, you put the company that you want to actually get a job at. So Apple, Amazon, Impact, wherever it is, you put that company name underneath it so that you can be specific about that exact goal. I want to ace an interview at Apple. I want to ace an interview with Amazon. I want to ace the interview at Impact, right? You want to be more grateful, right? Thank you. And then you can put underneath, practice gratitude. So you want to find images in magazines. They give you the ability to find words and images that'll go with what you want. Find your voice if that's something that you want to do. Magazines will help with that. There's another platform that you can actually use to help you get the images you want to put on your vision board. Pinterest. Pinterest is free. You just download the app or you go to the Pinterest website, create an account, and then you can go in and start creating your own boards, getting images for your boards off of Pinterest, right? So you can get these images, download them to your phone or to your computer, either use Canva, which is a great software to create a collage that you can start cutting things out with, or go to a Word document and start putting your images in a collage on there so you can print it out and use the images for your vision board. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. So this is Pinterest. Basically, all you have to do is go to pinterest.com, create an account, and then it allows you to go ahead and use the entire platform to find whatever it is, ideas on whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to find recipes to create, or you want to garden and want to get ideas on that, you want to create pantry and outside space, you can do whatever you want here. Google Images is another great platform to get a lot of great ideas. Now that you've downloaded all the images that you wanted to download, let's talk a little bit about what you can do next. First, let's go to Canva. All right, so this is Canva. I absolutely love this platform. I love it. Did I tell you I love it? I love it. Okay, so if you like creating anything, if you like creating content, if you like doing presentations or anything that has to do with social media or creating videos or anything that has to do with marketing, anything, this platform is genuinely for you. It is free, but you do have to pay a little more if you want to upgrade to basically like a premium package where you get access to a lot more things. I think it's definitely worth it, but you know, it all depends on how much you're going to use it. So what we're going to look at is print products, because basically what I want to teach you is how to create a vision board poster. What you're going to do is find your poster. Click on that. I'm going to take you to one that I kind of started. Now, you're going to have to upload the images that you saved, right? That you found and saved. You're going to have to upload them to your media here. And then what you want to do is you click, and here's what I love. You just resize your images and place them wherever you want, right? Now remember that this is a poster and you're going to print it out if you choose. And so you want to make sure that the images make sense as far as size go. Now here's something that I absolutely love about this. You see the text right here? You can add your own text so that you're very clear about what it is exactly that you want to do. And so now you just resize it and you can move it wherever you want. I love this because you really can clearly define what it is exactly that you want to do, and you can just upload your images and just go all out. Just have fun with it. This is such a great platform. So if you want to create your own digital vision board, or you want to create your own poster, you can go ahead and do that by using Canva. That's why I really love this platform, because you can basically do anything. All right, so let's say you do want to print your poster and you do want to have your poster printed out. So you just click print poster. It'll give you ideas here on size, and then it'll also give you a cost. So let's say we want to do the large. So it'll cost $15 to print out a large poster. And then you just go ahead and click continue and go through the whole process of basically just ordering the poster that you want. And it'll give you just different examples on things that you can do for that poster. So this is what you can use if you want to actually create a digital vision board. If you don't want to print out an actual board on Canva, you can go ahead and download your digital vision board that you created and just set it as your home screen. If you're using Canva to just piece your images together so that you can print them out, use the download feature, save them onto your computer, and print them out when you're ready. Microsoft Word and Google Docs are also two platforms you can use in order to piece your pictures together so you can print them out and put them on your board. So aside from images that you're going to place on your vision board, you're also going to put words of affirmation. Smart traveler, you deserve better. Find things that affirm what you see in your mind. So words of affirmation are really important to add onto your vision board, and you can play with whatever and wherever you want to place them. But words of affirmation are really good because they're motivating factors. So you want to actually put words of affirmation on your board to help you stay motivated. Words like focus, right? Endure, strength, love, empathy, whatever it is that you want to affirm for yourself, put it on the board. So let's talk really quick about words of affirmation. These are really important to have on your vision board. Why? Because they affirm how you want to feel in the future, whether it's I am beautiful, I am brave, I am financially secure, I can do anything. Whatever it is, you definitely want to add words of affirmation to your vision board so that you can put in the present moment what you want to feel in the future. Here's why you want to put short-term and long-term goals on your board. I want you to remember this while you're actually coming up with ideas that you want to put on your board. Dream big, dream small, dream in the middle, right? The sky is not the limit. You can go as big as you want. You do want to be somewhat realistic about things, right? But dream big and dream small. Put on little things that you want to actually have, because these have to motivate you to continue fighting. So even the smallest thing, like books you want to read, get the image of the book and put it on your vision board. I do that all the time. I pick out a list of books that I want to read. I find little images and I put them on the board. And as I read them, which I read a lot, I take them off and I'll replace them with another book, right? If you want to buy something in particular, a pair of shoes, a purse, or whatever it is that you want to do, something very, very small, something easy to do, put it on your board. Don't make it always such big things. You want to make certain goals that are achievable right now so that you can continue to be motivated to keep doing things, right? So if you want to get something for your house, a small piece of furniture, a nightstand, or I don't know, sheets for your bed, and you know what you want, look for that. Try to find it. Put it on your board. I want a Dyson vacuum cleaner. Why? Because I got 3 dogs and it'll help me clean my house. Cordless. Help me clean my house a lot faster. That's something that I want to put on, that I ended up putting on my board because it matters to me. It's something that I want to achieve. That's a smaller goal. Doesn't necessarily mean I want to buy a house, but I want a vacuum cleaner. So put smaller goals on your vision board. They don't necessarily have to be huge. Now, as for your big goals, go for it. Maybe right now you don't have a job. Put on the job that you want to work at. Where do you want to work? The kind of salary you want to make. You're not in school, but you still want to get a bachelor's or a master's degree. Put that on there. Don't limit yourself, right? Strive for it. Work for it. Do it. So set your board for success. Do the small goals, medium-sized goals, and the large goals, right? So that you can keep motivating yourself to keep doing the work to get all of the things that you want on there. But don't forget to dream small, dream in the middle, and dream big. Put them all on there. Don't limit yourself. You've cut out your images, so what's next? One of the biggest pieces of advice that I could give you when creating one of these vision boards is whether you're doing it on one of those 99-cent boards or you're doing it on an actual pin board, you want to make sure that you lay out your images before you make them permanent on the board, right? So if you're doing the pin board, then you're going to want to lay out your images before you start pinning them. Once you have everything where you want it to be, in whatever order, however you want it to look, then you go ahead and you pin them. But if you're using those boards that you actually need glue for, lay it out first and then go ahead and glue them onto the paper. The final step in finishing up your vision board is placing it somewhere that you're going to see it every single day. The reason for this is because you want this to serve as a reminder of the goals you have to start setting for yourself in order to make these things happen. So you want to find a really good place in your home to place this. But remember, put it somewhere you can see it every single day. You didn't just create a vision board. Here's some other things that you did while doing this project. When you're creating your vision board, you don't realize how many leadership skills you're actually practicing while creating your board. For example, you're practicing how to be a visionary, how to be someone who has an idea in their head and finds a way to put it out there so that others can see what they see in their minds, like Walt Disney. You're practicing brainstorming and researching skills. You're going out and using technology or magazines to come up with the ideas or the images that you want to place on your board. You're practicing critical thinking and problem-solving skills while you're putting the entire board together. You're practicing budgeting skills when you have to decide how much do you want to spend, how much can you spend on this project? Do you want to get a pin board? Do you want to get a poster board? Do you actually want to do it virtually? What can you afford to do? And you're practicing creativity skills while you're coming up with the layout and the ideas for your board. When you're practicing the details of your board, like what kind of dog you want to get, what kind of car you want to get, and being very specific about that, you're practicing detail-oriented skills. You're also practicing organization skills when you're deciding on how you want your board to be laid out. Do you want it to be time bound? Do you want it to be a cluster of ideas? Do you actually just want it to be one idea? And you're also practicing time management skills. When you decide to do a project, you've got to figure out how much time do you want to spend on this? Do you want to spend just one entire day doing the whole project from beginning to end? Or do you want to break it down into pieces and find your images one day, go buy your board the next day, cut everything up the following day? So you're practicing all of these skills and then some while you're creating this board. It's so much more than just the board. You're actually practicing leadership skills throughout the entire process. If you want to help members of your team strengthen their public speaking skills, this is a great project to do with them. I'll tell you why. Sometimes when you're leading a team, you have to be strategic in the way that you help your team members master certain skills. If any of your team members ever have a fear of public speaking, this is such a great project to do with them. And here is why. We tend to have a fear of public speaking when we're talking about subjects that we're not very confident about. But if you allow your team members to create this project from beginning to end and grant them autonomy, not only are you going to be able to see their creativity skills, but you're also going to help build their confidence. A lot of times at work, we never get to actually reach those two top tiers in Maslow's hierarchy of need, the esteem and the self-actualization. Normally, we're supervised throughout every single project that we have to do. But when you grant them the autonomy to create this on their own, not only do you get to provide them with positive feedback when they're presenting or after they're presenting, but they also get to feel like they've been the creative mind behind something special. You've allowed them the opportunity to rise up to a different kind of potential. It lets you see how creative they can possibly be, which is great for you, but it also gives them the opportunity to present about something that they feel confident about. They understand the why behind all of the details in that project. And that's what makes it so great. Once you've completed your vision board, you get to practice goal setting skills. Now that you have a clear vision of where you want things to go, you get to come up with an action plan on how to get there. In a future video, I'm going to help you create SMART goals. This advice is meant for those of you who are doing this more for personal reasons. If you're doing this for work, you're going to have to collaborate with others. But this piece of advice is for those of you who are doing it for yourselves. So here's some advice on when you're creating your vision board, and I hope you take it. So I personally like to create my vision board by myself. I really do. And here's why. I don't want anybody in any way influencing anything that I put on that board. I don't want to hear opinions. I don't want to hear ideas. I want it to be all about me and what I want to see for myself, right? So if it's focusing on my career, it's my career. If it's focusing on places I want to travel, it's on my future travel plans, right? I coach a lot of people in this. So I do sit with a lot of people and I do sit with groups and go through this whole process with them, but I'm also not judgmental. So I want them to dream big and dream small. I want them to dream in the middle. I want them to put everything that they want on that board. I don't want to influence what they choose to put on that board in the sense of a car. I don't want to be the one that tells them what kind of car they should get. I don't want to do that. It's not my dream. It's not my vision. It's theirs. So I want to respect their creative process and I want to respect their desires and their wishes and encourage them to fight for that and to go for it. You don't have a lot of people that do that, right? So when you're creating your board, sometimes it is better to create it by yourself if you're around judgmental people, because you don't need anybody's influence or ideas or opinions of what your goals should be based on what they want their goals to be. Some people don't dream big, and some people can't see the things that you see in your own mind happening, right? So you don't want to limit your goals because of small-minded people. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. And some people don't want to see you succeed, so they may think that your goals are unattainable. You want to make sure that you have the creative freedom to put whatever it is that you want on that board. So if you have supportive friends that you know they're not going to influence your board whatsoever, go do a vision board party with them. But if you have people around you that you know they're going to throw in their 2 cents, do it by yourself. Because this is for you, about you. right? You are the artist. You are the creator of your future. So don't let anybody manipulate or try to direct how your board should look or what you put on it. And if you're genuinely somebody who likes to draw your own vision board. Why not? I had a student, Ashley, who drew her entire vision board, and it was brilliant. It was brilliant. You know my favorite part of that? She had graduate, right? She had herself as a graduate in a cartoon form. She took that image off her board the day of her graduation and put it on her cap. And it was so special to see that. It was so special to see that. So you can genuinely do whatever you want with this and make it your own, but just have a good time with it, because this is about you. The whole creative process of being an artist, it can be frustrating sometimes, but it can be a lot of fun if you just think about it in a positive way. You're gonna have a really good outcome. It doesn't matter how it looks. It's your thing. So have fun with it while you're doing that. Remember to be that and to do that. Please do me a favor. Put an image of your vision board down below in the comments. I want to see what it is that you actually created. I'm excited to see your minds at work. Remember, don't let anybody influence this process for you. It is all about you. So make it your work of art, right? So I want to see what you've done. Comment below if there's anything that you want to learn from me that has to do with leadership, education, or just personal growth that you want me to touch on. Leave that down below. Also, I am already super proud of you for even watching this and wanting to do this for yourself or wanting to help other people do this for themselves. Your success is my success. Remember that now and always. I am always here for you. So thank you for coming to my channel. Ring the bell, subscribe, blah, 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 all that other good stuff. And I will see you soon. Bye.